All right, welcome to a video by me. My name is AVD. Today is going to be a weird video. I'm actually going to be reacting to another content creator's content all about things that are gone from Apex, and it's essentially asking, do you remember these things that were in Apex Legends? And someone like me who never played Apex, I'm intrigued to see what things were in Apex that no longer are. So the whole reason this video actually came to my mind was because a few days ago I reacted to my first ever Apex Legends video, like my own video, and I really enjoyed doing that, and I really enjoy seeing like previous Apex Legends gameplay and other things, and it must have seen that I watched something similar to like the first Apex, and then it recommended me this video from this content creator, FPS Lounge. Now, I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's a community of people, but I saw the video. I clicked on it. I watched the first one, and I was like, wait a second. No. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to react to this and make content out of this because I genuinely think this is a really cool idea. So for the video that I'm reacting to, thank you to FPS Lounge. I appreciate you guys. I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you guys, but I appreciate this video, so let's just jump right in. If you enjoy, maybe subscribe to the channel. Let's jump in. So again, I did watch the first one
in today's video,
but I still want to cover it because it is literally a wild thing. So let's just jump right in. Let's get these beautiful. We got it. Let's go. It's not going.
In today's video, we're going to go over the top 10 things that you probably forgot were in Apex Legends. From game-breaking glitches to just downright annoying stuff. Starting it off with number 10, who remembers the Gibby Bounce? This was
So I saw this and I was like, what the actual hell? Like that first clip right at the beginning where there was like 4,000 jump pads. Like, look at how many of those jump pads there are. I saw that and I was like, what the actual hell? This would be so insanely cool to see. Like, I'd be terrified by seeing this.
Throw Octane's ultimate jump pad onto Gibraltar's shield, and as long as the Gibraltar player continued to aim down sights, keeping up his shield, this player could then see through it and fire through Octane's jump pad, but also be able to look at the ground and fly around as if they were taking Octane's jump pad.
That is
quickly
nuts.
patched and never really was a game-breaking glitch, but it was really fun while it was around. You could
So, like, even here, they're throwing
even stack caustic traps on it and just walk around and gas people out.
Things.
Number 9 is
look at that. Just look at how dumb this looks.
Traps on it and just
it's
walk
just
around and gas people out.
Huge L-shaped thing. If I was playing Apex at this time, the amount of content I would have pushed out with just messing around with things like this would have been unbelievably hilarious. Like right now, there's so many things running through my head where I'm watching this and I'm like, I wish there was something like this, because I, at the time of this recording, can't properly think of anything that has like been meme worthy or completely broken the game or made things like this happen. There hasn't really been one thing since I've started a year ago. So let's continue.
One that I think a lot of pro
now. Sorry, I keep stopping. I haven't seen anything else. That was the only one I saw. I had literally stopped right here. This is dead center where I stopped last night when I was watching this. So let's continue.
Players actually really miss. This was called B-hop healing. B-hop healing was pretty much a game mechanic that would allow you to keep sliding while you were healing as long as you kept bouncing. Bouncing is in spamming your jump button, which most people that played on mouse and key would bind it to their scroll wheel. By strafing left and right, your character would continue to have momentum and allow you to move quickly while you were continuously healing and getting away from fights or enemies. This was the game mechanic that a lot of pro players actually quit playing the game once they took it out, claiming that
I remember actually seeing tweets from maybe Respawn or a bigger content creator when this happened. I can't give you the exact date or like when this happened. I'm sure one of you watching will be able to, but I don't remember when. I just remember seeing things about this. And I'm pretty sure when I started Apex, I had many people telling me to try to do this. I still to this day don't think I can. It might be in the game. I don't actually know anymore. I'm not good with movement stuff, but I had plenty of people telling me to try this. That actually looks really insane, like being able to do it. And I think I also would get irritated if this happened to me.
this function, there was a large skill gap that players would have to learn and they could use. But
Yeah.
in the end, Apex did end up taking it out, and I think a lot of you probably didn't even know this ever existed.
I
Number
didn't
8,
until
Elite Queue.
this.
Apex Elite Queue was a limited time mode that was introduced in Season 1, only available to play for less than a month, where basically players would drop down into a regular Kings Canyon lobby and battle their way to the end. Except the ring closed faster and the out of bounds damage was very much increased. The point in playing this mode was to be able to unlock some Elite Queue badges. The Elite Streak badge, which displays your best Elite top 5 streak, so however many games you won or gotten to at least the top 5 would display here, and the Elite 888 badge, which is you have to win at least 8 Apex Elite Queue matches with 8 different.
What's insane is that's what Apex started at. These are the normal legends. This mode doesn't seem that interesting to me, so I'm not even gonna like
Legends,
go into it
along with
more.
having at least 8 kills in each game. Number
29
7.
kills. What the hell was that? Yeah, that mode, with it only being available for the short amount of time that it was, I'm sure it didn't really have many players actually intrigued with it enough to continue playing. It just feels like they took the normal battle royale genre and just sped it up, and I feel like every other game has done that. Makes sense to why it hasn't been in the game since. I'm not really impressed by it, but maybe it was fun. I don't know.
Punch boosting. Back at the beginning of Season 11, there was a new game movement mechanic that players discovered called punch boosting.
Now, they actually did bring this back in the OG mode that just released a few months ago. It was in there for people who wanted to experience this again. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't get it. I've had people tell me this was a great thing and they should just kept it in the game. But it is not in the game anymore. It was just in that limited time mode. I don't know how long it stayed in the game, though.
Where essentially you could just go to a top of a hill, crouch down, hitting the opposite direction of where you're punching, and the punch mechanic would actually
Yeah, that's
move
nuts
your
that
character and give it momentum.
that was a
If you
thing.
could
The
perfect
movement in this
timing
game
and
is
continue to
legitimately
punch, you
insane.
could travel at high rates of speed all across the map.
Yeah, if you were
Sadly,
good, I
this
feel like
was
this would be
removed
real.
with the Season
Oh
12
my
update,
God,
but could
he
you
is
imagine how the game would be
soaring.
today if it was still in? Number 6.
Okay, we got an ad.
Move
Okay,
with the-
I want to
move
go
with-
back to this
high
spot
rates of
right here
speed
where
all
this
across the
person
map. Sadly, this was
literally,
removed with the Season
why is
12
that so
update, but could you
aggressive?
imagine how the
That's
game would be
so
today if it
far.
was still in? Number
That's
6.
nuts.
Muzzle Flash. If you played early seasons of Apex Legends, you definitely remember how important a golden barrel stabilizer was. You could be getting in fights with other people using R301s or R99s and never be able to see anything on the screen.
Yeah,
It
how are you
used to be
supposed
a
to
literal
see?
meme. The gunfire would take up the entire screen and make you lose enemies in the middle of gunfights, to the point where PC players would go into the game files and change it to where they didn't have any muzzle flash anymore. This was something that players could get banned for changing, so not too many people actually did
yeah,
it.
I was
It
just gonna say,
fixed
how are
with
people
the
not getting in
upcoming
trouble for
seasons.
that?
Number 5.
Dude, that I can't talk. That muzzle flash at the beginning was
He's
absurd.
in the middle.
Like right
Used to be a
here.
literal-
No, there was
Be
right.
getting in
Yeah, like
fights with
right
other
here,
people.
dude. That muzzle flash.
If you played early
You can't
seasons
see
of Apex
anything
Legends,
here.
you
Like,
definitely
they're
remember
shooting.
how important a
I couldn't see
golden barrel
anything.
stabilizer was.
I wish
You
that was
could
still in
be
the game
getting
so I'd have
fights
an
with other
excuse
people
to as
using
why I miss all my
R301s
shots
or
and lose
R99s
basically all of
and
my
never
fights.
be able to with
All right, let's
headshots
go.
and skull piercers. Too many people actually did
We're
it.
at number
It was
5 now, I
fixed
think?
with the upcoming seasons.
Yes.
Number 5. The Wingman. Now, we all know what the Wingman is and use it on a day-to-day basis, but if you remember
I
from
don't.
the very early seasons of Apex, this gun was unbeatable. With a high rate of fire, doing maximum damage with headshots and
How many
skull
shots were
piercers.
12?
This gun also only took heavy ammo, and it even had a larger mag.
I was gonna
Much
say
different
12.
than the Wingman now that uses sniper ammo, and the maximum mag that you can have is 9 bullets. But over time, with patches and nerfs, it's become the Wingman that we all know today.
Yeah, that. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Wingman in the OG mode that was just released a little bit ago also had heavy ammunition and had a bigger mag size, correct? I didn't use it a whole lot because I'm not good with the Wingman, but I remember it being like that. Also, the scope that he's using, I never got to experience, not this one.
We all know today.
This one right here, this scope, I've never seen that one in game. I've literally never seen that scope in game. Which is weird to me because it looks like I would like it.
Oh my god.
Number 4. Shotgun reload cancel. Now, although this wasn't in the game very long, while it was in there, it was a huge skill gap. This was essentially the same mechanic that you would use in older Call of Duties where you could YY or just
I was just gonna say, this seems like a Call of Duty mechanic that people abuse really aggressively. That's wild that he just said that. I wish I would have said it 2 seconds before because I was thinking it.
Cancel or reload, allowing you to shoot the gun faster.
Yeah, that's 100% a Call of Duty mechanic.
Number 3, single fire keybinds. Around the release of Season 10, players actually realized that you could bind your fire button to your scroll wheel, allowing players to scroll up and down using this keybind, which would make their single fire shoot faster than their fully auto.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, if you have
most players use the Hemlock, the R301 NP 2020 was a valid second choice. Some people
that
thought
thing is shooting
actually did side by side
so aggressively fast.
To see which one actually killed faster. Putting it next to a timer actually turns out that it was slower than a full auto. If you guys ever did it, what do you think about it? Number 2.
Yo, I can't imagine. You would have to like scroll wheel really fast though, right? Like that would be aggressively fast. But that would also still be, I mean, if you use keyboard and mouse, you know how to use things. My fingies don't work like that. So I would not be able to do that. But I can imagine for someone who is skilled, that would be a really good mechanic. I wonder when that was taken out. Let me know in the comments when that was removed and if you were happy that it was removed, because it seems like it would be very OP, especially nowadays with like the P2020s, like the dual wield P2020s. Nuts.
During
bouncing?
Season 1, there was actually a glitch where players were able to store power in the supply bins just by getting in it or getting on the side of it and punching it over and over. By punching it over and over, all the momentum that you would have from the punch would actually somehow get stored into the bin. And once a player jumped or mantled onto it, it would launch them in the direction that they were punching the longest. Some players would be able to hide in the storm and then use this to get out of it quickly. But most of all, it was really just a bunch of fun and a cool way to get to the top of the map and rotate. Now, before we get to number 1, let's take a look at a couple honorable.
That is nuts. That would be such a fun mechanic to use to like get across a map. Also, this is Storm Point and it just looks aggressively weird to me because I've never experienced Storm Point when it looked like this. But we have some honorable mentions, I guess. So let's watch it.
Did you know that in Season 0, even if you were playing pubs, if you left more than 3 games without your team fully dying, that you could actually be hit with a leave penalty and not be able to play for minutes or up 2 hours.
This should be something that's still in Apex. I will die on the hill. That is why I do not play pubs. People ask me all the time why I don't play pubs. Specifically this reason. People leave. I get teammates who get knocked and like it's like they were like this when they were knocked. Like they already had the leave button up when they were in the fight. They get knocked, gone, done. And it sucks. I don't like it. There should be some system, not necessarily this or to this extent, but there should be something that stops players from leaving. Or there should be like, I don't even know how to come up with a solid idea that everyone could agree on. So I'm not even going to try. F it. I'm not even going to because I know people are going to be like, nope, that's stupid. So let me know in the comments if you have a thought about this and how to fix this problem with people leaving. Because one, I do understand why people leave. I totally get it. I'm guilty of it. So I shouldn't be mad. But I do think this is something that should be re-implemented in a different way. Possibly. I don't know. Let's continue before I get yelled at.
Maybe they should make a comeback. What do you guys think?
We got an ad, but exactly. Okay, another honorable mention.
Or limit of how many times you could use them. Experienced players were able to jump back and forth on zip lines and evade all enemy bullets. It got so bad to the point where Pathfinders would literally just sit and encircle and just jump back and forth on their zip line because nobody.
Yo, you can literally just
you do still
jump
have a little bit of movement.
You could jump from like 1 1 1 1 and just keep going up. I wouldn't master it. I die every single time I try to do it.
They have been nerfed pretty severely.
Yeah, now you really can't do that.
The alternator was probably one of the best / worst things they could have added into the game. It made the alternator the second best weapon.
Wait, what was added? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what he said. What was added? This is another honorable mention.
Severely. Disruptor rounds on the alternator was probably one of the best / worst things they could have added into the game.
Nah, the disruptor rounds were fantastic. I got to experience this for a little bit of time, and I loved the alternator. Being a new player in Apex where most of the guns had a little bit of a recoil pattern that you needed to learn and get better with. Not saying they're hard by any means, because now that I've played, I understand most of the weapons. It's not too difficult to kind of hold your own with a weapon. But if you are starting off, the alternator is a fantastic SMG because it's very accurate, it's easy to use, it's easy to understand, and having the disruptor rounds even just, it made it that much better. But they're gone, and I want to throw up now, which is very, very sad.
It made the alternator the second best.
I still like that
in the
scope.
game, behind the wingman, of course. This thing melted, and you knew if someone had it because you could actually hear them from so far away.
Yep. Oh, the sound. I love the sound of it.
Attachments plus a digi threat, you are almost unstoppable.
Yeah, that accuracy though. Dude, I'm telling you, the alternator, it needs to come back. The disruptor rounds need to come back. This needs to make a comeback, 100%.
We got him. This hop up is insane if you guys haven't seen it.
I'm sure whenever you pick up a Mozambique, you probably either think one of two things. It'll do, I guess. Or I'd rather fight with my hands. But did you know that whenever hammer points first came out for the Mozambique, it actually slapped? It even had the ability to hit 102 with a headshot. And finally, number...
Okay, before we get into number one, I will say when I started Apex Legends and I was learning like each weapon, for some reason, the one shotgun that I always went to was the Mozambique. And at the time, it was not a good weapon. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what it is right now where you can dual wield it and it's pretty powerful and it's pretty useful, I would say. I, for some reason, was very good with it, or good enough with it at the time. And people in my comments in my first, like, 40 videos on Apex were always like, why the hell do you pick up the Mozambique? And I was like, listen, I don't know. I find it. I use it. I do somewhat okay with it. I'll take whatever I can get. So seeing that there was whatever that hop up was on there, I don't think they're on there anymore, right? I don't think they take the hop up anymore. I could be wrong. I'm fairly certain I'm not. I don't want to make myself look stupid. So let's just jump to number one and wrap this sucker up.
Number one, infinite free falling. This was probably the most broken game mechanic that has ever been in any battle royale. Before season 1 even dropped, it was discovered that if you were on mouse and key and you were flying in off of the ship or off of a balloon, once your character got to the point where it was hovering down, you would have to hold down the grenade button, move your mouse backwards, and slingshot yourself back into the sky.
You could just stay up in the air.
To constantly stay in the air or fly in every direction that you want. This was probably one of the first bugs that you would actually
literally
get
launching
banned
up
for. And even though it was quickly patched, this was probably one of the best times to be able to land on teams and get high kill games. I mean, think about it. You could land in wetlands, loot up a little bit, and just fly all the way to Skull Town in a second. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and turn those post notifications.
Again, this was from a video, FPS Lounge. I don't know who they are. Thank you for the video. It helped me make a video myself. So I really do appreciate you guys. I never want to take someone else's content. I like, you know, doing this where I review. No, that's not the word. React. No, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. But give these people a follow. I don't know who they are again, but I appreciate the video because I enjoyed learning. I like seeing things about Apex from back in the day. It's very intriguing since I missed 5 years of Apex Legends. I like going back and checking things out like this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If there's any other videos you want me to react, I guess that is the word I was looking for. If you want any other videos of me reacting, let me know. Shoot me some videos. I'll watch them and react and make some content out of it. Other than that, let me know if there's anything else in Apex that has been taken away that I should look into, because there's some crazy wild things. All right. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.